everyone, welcome back to the channel. We are doing a video on the newest release from the Demon Slayer franchise, Demon Slayer the movie, Mugen Train. This of course is a very well-hyped anime film. Now people will know previously in the past I have been very critical of Demon Slayer. You can go back and still watch those videos. I have a review up. If you haven't already, be sure to like this video, subscribe and ring the bell and share it out with your friends. Otherwise, let's go ahead and jump right into Demon Slayer Mugen Train. This film is a direct sequel to the anime. It is of course still by Ufotable, known for producing Fate and a whole bunch of other stuff. Before this, they got off doing the Heaven's Feel 3 film. So I first want to talk about Imu. He can make people dream the perfect, ideal paradise for them. For Tanjiro, for example, when he puts Tanjiro in a dream, he dreams of being back with his family. They're all alive again, Nezuko isn't a demon. It's actually very heartwarming, and many of the scenes dealing with people in their dreams are actually rather good. It's able to use Inmu's powers of exploring a more dreamlike world and the characters' pasts, even in case of Inosuke and Zenitsu, things that define them and their character traits, like, for example, with Zenitsu loving Nezuko a lot and Inosuke just being a total goober. It's able to explore places of these characters we haven't really seen before. The same thing happens with Rengoku as well. We get to experience his past. Inmu is one of the moons, but he's in the lower one. And of course, later on we see what an upper third can do, but if Inmu is a lower one at this scale and is able to use powers like this, it's going to be crazy to see what an upper third looks like in the actual anime series in season 2, especially now that Rengoku is sadly not a part of the cast as he passes away in this film. Rengoku, of course, is one of the Hashira. He's one of the pillars. He's one of the top Hashira. The fact that he even goes toe-to-toe with a upper 3 in Akaza, who is extremely powerful, and his special ability is that he is able to heal almost instantaneously, which makes for a very interesting fight with Rengoku. What I really enjoyed about this movie was getting to know who Rengoku was as a person and seeing what his dream was like and what his past was like. He goes back to when he was talking to his father about first becoming a Hashira. His father doesn't seem to care, and he projects those feelings onto Rengoku and his younger son, Shinjiro, which is Rengoku's brother. And it wasn't always like this. Rengoku's father was actually at one point very passionate, but somewhere along the way, he lost his enthusiasm and his spark. I believe that is because of their mother's death. After that happened, his father went into a spiral. At the end of this dream, we see Rengoku talking to Shinjiro and tells him to keep his passion alive, tells him to fight for the things that he believes in, and not only that, but Rengoku believes in him. And that moment ends with his little brother crying, which there's a lot of crying in this film. This all caps off with Rengoku's character at the end, where he goes toe-to-toe with a upper 3 Akaza, who an amazing fight gives Rengoku everything. Not only is the animation on a spectacular level, and I am not one of those people that thinks just because it looks good, that means it's an amazing fight. In my opinion, there is a lot that goes into a fight beyond the animation. For example, the pacing, the stakes of the fight doesn't mean anything within the story. And if a character is going to die, does the character's death have any actual meaningful effects on the cast or the story's future? Now, we've not really been able to see what the effects of Rengoku's death has, but one can easily work it out, do the math in your head and say, yes, Rengoku's death is going to mean a lot and is going to have effects on all of the characters going forward. We saw this after his death, where all of the other Hashira were informed on just this simple fact, and they all had different interactions. But being that Rengoku is one of the strongest characters, you would have to think that it's not going to be a fun ride for the rest of the Hashira and for Tanjiro and friends, because as we've seen in this film, they had trouble with Inmu. So the fact that Rengoku was taken out by a lower third. How are they going to be able to take down a upper 3 like that? Or an upper 2, or an upper 1 even? His death obviously signifies a big change in the future of Demon Slayer, so that to me is very important. But as well, you have to take into consideration the writing of this scene, the way he went out, the way he died. It was extremely memorable from beginning to end. One of my favorite quotes in this film is something that I think we can all relate to our daily lives, whether we are at the end of our life's journey, whether we're old and we've already accomplished everything we want to or haven't yet, or we are young in our 20s and haven't done much. What Rengoku says as some of his final words are heartbreaking, but at the same time inspirational and great writing that we can all apply to our daily lives. He says, "If you are feeling disheartened, that you are somehow not enough, set your heart ablaze. Wipe those tears away. You may feel like digging your heels in, but the flow of time waits for no one." Rengoku didn't go out spieling some random dialogue of, "Oh, get him for me, kid," just to have an emotional moment. Rengoku's death is the perfect death for this character, and I think because of that, we can go to other segments of this film, other sequences, other scenes, apply what we saw in that scene and say, hey, does this cut it? Is this as good as that scene? And I think so. What I come away from this film is that it's a well-written film with good action, good characters, just all around, it's just very entertaining. Originally, I had many issues with Demon Slayer. This film has touched on no issues that I had with the anime series. Crutches, like waiting for Nezuko to pop out and kick off the head of a demon. Crutches, like Zenitsu and Inosuke's rather annoying characters when they are introduced. None of those things are nowhere to be found. The writing in this series is, and especially the character writing, is what I consider to be the best the series has ever has, and possibly ever will have, depending on the route season 2 wants to take. If you are someone like me, who maybe wasn't on the fence of Demon Slayer, but maybe didn't find Demon Slayer bad, but you don't want to continue it, I 100% completely recommend this film. This film completely changed my outlook on Demon Slayer as a series, and after finishing this film, I'm going back for seconds. I'm going back to the theater to watch this again with my family even. I'm dragging them along with me because this film is very, very good. Honestly, just one of the best films I've seen this year. This to me lives up to most of the hype that Demon Slayer has around it. In my opinion, is better than much of the output Ufotable has had of late, and that's even comparing it to the Demon Slayer anime. If you haven't already checked it out, I definitely give, once again, my 100% recommendation for you to do so. What are your thoughts on this film? Please put down in the comments below, but as well, subscribe and ring the bell, give a like to this video, and support me over on Patreon, where you get bonus reviews exclusive to not only Patreon, but as well, you have the option of becoming a channel member to get those videos. Thanks everybody for watching, I appreciate it, and I'll see you all in the next one. I'll see you later, bye-bye.